Petite green.
Why didn't I bring it? I never bring it. I'll never forget it.
We live?
Here we are.
We are live, excellent. Sorry ladies and gentlemen, I had to go and get a pen unprepared this week. I'm gone by Elijah, missed rebound by Terry. And a full squad for both sides tonight, Scott.
Yeah, it looks that way. Not too many sitting out. 4 on the bench, 3 on the bench for Glenorchy, and a loaded bench for the Kings.
And that is not abnormal, a loaded bench for the Kings. We'll see the rotations are like. Good back cut there. Stanwicks with a miss. He's hit the deck hard. No travel called. That looks like Van Sant. I'm going to lose ball and he's slid out of bounds. That'll be 12. Righto, we've got 14 on the shot clock there. Captain Cook complaining there. As we look on the court, looks to be Elijah with the steal actually. Terry, he's coming down. You've got to take him out. Big jump, big rebound there by Smith. If you look at the starting lineups, that would be Marston. Would that be Crawford or Tuffin in number 24 for the Spartans? Our friend's getting confused again. I think it might be Tuffin. We don't know. Just hang on a second. Terry's taking the shot. No good. Rebound by Marston. Either way, guarantees for the Spartans. Marston, Masunda, Smith, Stanwicks. Masunda takes a shot over Nichols. Rebound by Stanwicks. Meanwhile, it's Brezenchek, Nichols, Pawson, Dolliver. And is that Van Sant there or Simpson? I think that's Simpson. Van Sant on the bench. Definitely Simpson in with a new haircut. Brezenchek has the ball. Scoreless through the first 2.5 minutes. And another miss there by Nichols. Marston with a box out, but really didn't go for the board there. So we head back down the floor. Terry with a 15-footer. He's missed. Battle under the boards. That's come off the Spartans, and that has to be a King's ball. So Nichols down on the broadcast side. All Seabull first team this year. Dominant in the away victory for the Chargers. Only a few nights back. Pawson on the drive with a kick out. Now that had to have come off the Kings. It has. That'll be out of bounds. Reckless passing there. And what are you expecting to see out of the game tonight, Scott?
Word has it that we might be getting a rout from the Kings. They're pretty confident.
Yes, reasonably
They're
confident.
knock the Spartans over tonight and probably move to the top of the table.
Well, they'll go very, very close. We'll check our ladder at the next time out, but pretty sure the Spartans still have a 2-game clearance on that. Masunda inside, dumped down to Marston, no good. Still scoreless through the first 3 and a bit minutes of the game here, Scotty. The first that we haven't seen, plenty of rim rejections, but not on the dunks. Brezenchek driving hard, got to throw a high floating hook, and that's missed too. So he got hit in the eye, didn't get the call. Masunda down the floor. Smith across court pass, needs to keep it in, out to Stanwicks, doesn't take the jumper. Marston inside on Dolliver, steal by Nichols. Down to Pawson, he wants to go to Brezenchek, looked at the double dribble there, didn't. Pretty sure he's driven or missed, doesn't matter. It looked like he's driven on their friend there. Are we looking at Crawford? I think we are looking at Crawford there. There was no travel called there. Stanwicks on the drive with Brezenchek. Was fouled, bodied, and one. So, with 6:17 remaining in the first, we get our first score. That will be to Stanwicks, who's going to be looking to extending his scoring streak. Had a bit of a cold run the other night, but he's missed the free throw. We'll be keeping track of free throws attempted and made somehow. That was clearly from Trey. That's what they said. That's what we'll call it as. Trey, the Siebel's leading scorer. It'll be interesting to see the matchup of him, Masunda and Stanwicks tonight. Stanwicks on the isolation dribble, gets inside, uses that fend off. Oh, handy handles. And are we going with Tuffin or Crawford on there, Scotty? We're still stuck.
I'm not really sure.
Can we get some confirmation there? No, it's definitely unsure. As Nichols scores again, back-to-back baskets, but we're just going to put that extra spare two up there, and we'll get to that in a second. Terry with the in-out on Nichols. Screen by Marston. Stanwicks closed out by Pawson. Goes to use the screen, doesn't. Isolation dribble. Gets inside. Had the ball ripped. Clearly stolen. Nichols, nearly double dribbled. Went inside easy to Simpson. That's good. 5 to Nichols, 2 to Simpson. It's a 7-4 ball game, and we will have interim score updates live on the screen tonight, Scotty, thanks to some new and improved technology.
A little bit of technology we're experimenting with, really.
Experiment is the term, there's no doubt about that. Masunda from very deep has missed. Rebound by Smith, a bit of rebounding motivation there, not used. That's definitely mastered on the screen by to Dolly. Smith, the Salamanca streaker, has missed. Nichols with a rebound. 7-4, 4:40 remaining in the first quarter. Nichols pulls up for another three. He's hot tonight. Sure, that's a song out of Scarface. As we see Moo check to the bench. Can't break the microphone in here, Moo. Calm down. 10-4 rubber ducky. Stanwicks with odd-looking footwork scores. And he's got 4 of their 6. 2 to an unclaimed man of either Tuffin or Crawford. We'll work on that, Scotty. Don't pay much attention, do we? As Smith deflects that. Van Sant also checking into the game. It'll be our friend checking out. We will need to get clarification on the name. As Dolliver checks out and the bad boy teacher Van Sant checks in. As we quickly look at the benches there. A fair bit of depth to the Kings, but it seems to have not worried the Spartans all season long, Scotty.
No, they've usually dealt with the Kings. The Kings have got Lucas Simpson back tonight, who they didn't have last week in their big win.
Nearly committed an offensive foul. Gets around Pawson with a long flood and yes, rebound by Stanwicks. 3:45 remaining in the first term. Moo catches the ball to Smith out to Masunda. We're looking at 4 of the 5 Spartans being Siebel calibre players and definitely Chargers players, so you'd have to suggest they've got the answer. But with a pass like that, you're going to suggest it's going to be hard to stop as Marston puts in a basket. And do I not have him on the sheet? Yes, I do have him on the sheet. Boyd Heather checking into the game. He will check in for our man Marston, who has just scored a basket. It is 8-10 with 3:21 remaining. As we reset the foul count quickly on the scorebox. Van Sant to inbound the ball. Bresenchek catches the ball off the top screen by Simpson. Double screen, triple screen. Floats through, has no pass. Goes to the dump down, steal by Smith. Marston with the ball over Masunda, bringing up the broadcast side. Nichols 1-on-1. What's he going to do? Uses his hesitation, gets to the middle, takes a 17-foot jumper, and that's good. Terry's first points of the ball game, and you'll find that he's leading the league in scoring, both on average and total. 298 on the season there, looking to break 300 as we speak. Masunda with a step back, defending the step back, I should say, as Nichols misses. Meanwhile, we can see Smith with the ball on Nichols. A couple of the Phoenix girls just coming into shot there on the far side of the court. Packed house here tonight. 3, 6, 9, 10, 12 people as Masunda takes that shot. He's missed that. He wants the 300. Gets inside with relative ease. Foul. He'll go to the basket. As Ed Sheeran looks to check into the game, and Stanwicks checking out. Has a slight limp there. Interesting to see how that plays out. He looks a little sore. Clapsus looks to be checking into the game, but it doesn't matter. It's time out. 2:26 remaining, Scotty. And
low scoring affair after the first 8 minutes.
Very low scoring, considering Coach Cook wanted a blowout win, was sensing a blowout win. It just hasn't happened at the moment. 10-all. The two most hated refs in the league on screen, and they're currently enjoying their good work. But as people will see there, the Southern Huskies, Scotty,
big day today.
Open up their membership at midday, and by 1 o'clock, practically had 500 of their 5,000 members in the first hour.
I was one of those, and it was certainly a logjam on the internet to try and get through. Clicked on it at 12:01 and finished up at about 12:49.
Well, as a man who had enough money for fuel and food for the week, I'll be getting mine when the traffic dies down later on the weekend. But the We the South hashtag and the Huskies logo has been brought up, and the We the South logo is also hashtag has also been brought up. So I have some good insider information that there will be another possible reveal by the end of the week or by the start of next week in regards to the team. You'll have to stay tuned for that one, listening to all local news sources. But can sneak that there will be potentially more reveals in the next few days in regards to the team, Scotty.
Exciting. We'd be waiting to hear about a coach, wouldn't we? And
yes, coach and other factors. As Masunda misses his first, my God, that's 0 from 2 again. Free throw shooting certainly hasn't improved. In fact, best free throw shooting team we've seen has been Phoenix so far. Masunda takes the second one, characteristically 1 of 2. That moves him to 299 on the score sheet for the season, looking to break that triple century. Nichols up the court, guarded by Masunda, screened by Simpson, not used, guarded by Matthew Yang. Goes inside. Matthew Yang with a couple of decent defensive games in the past couple of weeks, but couldn't stop that one of Simpson, who gets on the board. Boyd Hever in the game as well. Looks like Michael Platsis has checked in for Mason Bresenchek. Boyd Heather with the catch, looking for the fadeaway. Nothing quite yet. Saville guarded by Nichols. Gives it to Mathang, who's had it a little low. We've got the blonde top and the carrot top. I don't know whose fault that actually is. Not the ball, but the hair, but we'll continue on with that one. The lawyer in training brings it down to the doctor. He gives it to the young gun, up and under and miss, but a good tip rebound by Van Sant, who's posted down very low. Simpson's not afraid to take that one, he's missed. Claps us with a very athletic rebound. Looks like he could have hurt himself there. As Matthew Yang gets down the court, been shooting over 60% from 3 the last 3 weeks in the Seabull. Speaking of 3-pointers, Saville's taken it, missed. Rebound by Van Sant. He's not afraid to get up and under on the boards. Claps us down the middle of the floor. Nichols again to Van Sant, who's going to shoot it from the car park. Bang!
Long bomb that one, JB.
Absolutely. There was no peach stone about it. It went the full distance. Daniel Saville down the floor. To Smith, to Masunda. Back screen. Heather looking to get open in the lane. Doesn't get it. Looking for some isolation. Has Terry used his dribble? Nearly a 5-second close guard. Going to have to take a long 3 by Smith, and he's bricked it. No, they're just going to let him play on. Simpson, for some reason, not in a reset. Thought they had the momentum. The Trey's going to pull up for 3. That's how you don't do it. Van Sant with a big rebound. Oh, no, he's just going to get him with ease. Went for a no-look there. Didn't see any other option on the low look. Saville was dribbled into the trap. Smith back down the floor. They get over the clock. Inside to Moo, who tried to dunk the other week, Scotty. Don't know if you've seen that. And it looked like they called a foul on Simpson. He's not. What do you think of Moo's dunk attempt the other week, Scotty?
Where was that? I'm not sure.
That was in the Seabull game. That was at the end of the Thunder game. Speaking to Coach Stewart after it, he'd never seen him do it in practice, but he'd seen it do it in the game. 14 seconds remaining. Spartans should be only looking for one shot. Guarded heavily, and that will be the Kings' ball. 9.3 remaining, and they're going to want to nail this one, the Kings, to 3-6, still maintain the lead. I've got my scores mixed up here. The Spartans needing a stop. Clock hasn't started. Won't start. They're not going to pressure the ball. They're going to let them get it freely into the half court. 8 seconds to work with. Nichols, 1-on-1 with Masunda. Simpson with the screen. Doubled. Long kick out to Van Sant. He's just hit a really big one before. He's missed that one. Smith's got a lob at the length of the floor. He does. It won't count. And the quarter time, it's 15-11 in favour of the Kings. Nichols with 7. And 7 amongst his team. Was that 7? No, that's 8 to Nichols. 8 to Nichols, 4 to Simpson, 3 to Van Sant. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, we have Masunda with 3, Stanwicks with 4, 2 to Marston, and I think we've got 2 to Eva Crawford or Tuffin. We haven't quite worked that one out yet. We'll get there when we can. But Scotty, how have you seen the first quarter?
Very tight. I thought that Kingston might have got away there earlier. They looked like they were about to go on a tear, but it's tied itself right back up again.
If we can just zoom in on those ladies over in the corner who are probably listening. I hope they're not, because we're going to perfectly zoom in there. That would be Shana, I'm assuming. Yep, no doubt it probably is. She's not liking the zoom, but that's all right. She'll deal with that. Yep, there's the wave. Loves it. Good stuff to the girls. The girls getting a very easy win for the Phoenix. Scotty winning by 40 points, and the Kings were dealt with by the Spartans by about 25 points themselves. And you're going to have to suggest that the Spartans and the Phoenix are probably going to be the teams in the women's competition.
We won't look at the women's ladder, do we?
Either that, or do we have do we have the women's ladder with us?
We do.
We do, so we'll look at the women's ladder there. That is not the women's ladder, that is the women's ladder. As you can see there, Spartans 12 and 2, miles ahead. 10 and 3 to Phoenix, but the Spartans haven't beaten the Phoenix when the Phoenix have had a full side, so that'll be interesting come finals time. There's no doubt about that. Clarence into 3rd, they're going to sit comfortably there. Not sure how they'll fare in the finals, but always putting up a competitive fight. While the Wolves and the Kings are certainly out of it, there's no doubt about that. Second quarter about to get underway. Nathang on the opposite side of the court. A quick shout out there to ticket holder 370, Mr. Simon Hall. Jumped on the Huskies bandwagon today, as you did, Scotty. What number were you?
Well, considering I got on at 12:01, I ended up being number 690.
Well, there you go. That tells you something, and so does that, as Masunda has scored. Can't say that I actually have registered again, but nonetheless, it was good to see our President David Bartlett with 007 and 008. Interesting to see who number 1's going to be. Masunda's ahead of the field here, just count it. He pulls a cheeky Carl Malone. Unacceptable efforts there. That's 4 quick points to Masunda. But Rumour has a good athletic steal by Stanwicks. He's getting up the floor. Who's he going to give it to? Going to take the contact and get inside. No foul call. 6 quick points here, and all of a sudden, the Spartans are out to a 2-point lead. As we were saying, that's going to have to be backcourt violation, surely. No, they're saying it's come off the Spartans. Thought it was clearly a chest pass down floor. But there is big talk that number 1 will be Justin Hickey. And Adam Van Sant scores that one to get the momentum back on the side of the Kings. But yeah, rumour has Justin Hickey the number 1 ticket holder for.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Would have thought it's only fitting. Our president David Bartlett set it for 007. Not quite the Bond-esque effort, but you get that. Oh, tricky stuff. Boyd Heller's got the ball. He's taken it. He's rimmed out. He's not happy with that. Perhaps just down the floor. Looking to get over to Nichols, and a trapping defence by the Spartans. They've really cinched up in the last couple of minutes. Pete Stone on the far side of the court there. Probably didn't want me to mention it, but I have. You didn't tell me not to. Mathang with a rebound. A few Chargers players looking not to injure themselves at the moment. 17 all. Mathang's just come down the court. He's missed that. Rebound by Pawson. Pawson comes down the floor. Guarded by Smith. Blows by Smith. Goes to Platsis. That one has come off the Spartans. And that'll be Brezinchek checking into the game for Elijah Pawson.
Real up and down game at the start of this second quarter.
Real up and down, but I mean, when you look at the score, the Spartans really need to. The Kings really need to look to capitalise on those possessions because they're not getting much out of it. Don't know what was going on there. Again, a waste of possession, and the coach has called for a timeout, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Dump down to Heather. Heather at the 15-foot. He's missed. Van Sant the rebound to Brezinchek over to Nichols on the far side, guarded by Masunda. 17 all, 7:40 remaining in the second quarter. Van Sant catches, turns into Heather, goes to score and gets it. This game could get a little physical. We'll see what happens. But both sides not afraid to push and shove and create their own contact. Our friend Greg Dolliver checking in was meant to be wearing the GoPro tonight for some extra footage, but nonetheless we didn't get it. Masunda with an easy up and under. He's scored. Coach has asked for a timeout, hasn't received the timeout. Masunda with 6 quick points here. again solidifying why he's the premier scorer in this league against, well, arguably the best scorer in the country over the winter. Nichols has scored his first basket, so that moves him to 10. Masunda on 9, so to speak, but nonetheless, Masunda has broken the 300. Mathang with a long 3 is good. Silence is deafening. That's his first baskets of the game. The silence is absolutely deafening here at the Kingborough Sports Centre. 21-23. Nick Simpson inside to Klatsis. That's a wonderful move, a wonderful pass. And that was a nice. That was 2 points to Klatsis. I better write that down. Masunda, the one-on-one on Klatsis. Looks a little sore. Mathang with the ball. Don't know what he's doing there. He's isolated on Simpson. Gets inside, takes it to Smith. Got to get the shot up. 5 seconds. Easy flutter inside is good. 2 points to the Salamanca striker. Boyd Heather down low. Van Sant working around. Brezinchek. Nice screen by Simpson. Gets inside. Dumped down by Simpson. And that is a nice score to be found. Where is he on here? He should be up the top of the list, and he is. That's his first points of the quarter. 25-24, and I don't think there's going to be a blowout in the cards just from our early sights here, Scotty.
No, it's been tight.
Moo has stepped out of bounds. A timeout to the Kings and a substitution to the Spartans. Number 14 is looking like our friend Crawford from last week, so I'm going to credit that 2 points in the first to Tutham. It's 25-24, Scotty, as we go to look, if we can. What are we looking at here, Scotty?
Look at the scorers.
We are looking at the scorers. If we can just get me something bigger to look at, that would be great. So, unfortunately on here, though, we're going to be looking at players based on just their average and not actually games played. So, if you look at match points, you will see Masunda had 296 heading into the game. He's definitely broken the 300 there. Stanwick's second, 264 again. A really big two-headed monster. Awfully hard to stop that Spartan side when they're moving. Good thoughts there, thank you, Scotty. Hargrave at 194, his head will be exploding if he cracks the 200 mark. It'll be pretty sad to find out that two blokes here potentially going to crack 300. Jacob Richards at 189 and the Doctor, Trey Nichols, at 186. But yeah, very hard to stop the most informed player in the league when he's dominating in total points and in points average, Scotty.
Yeah, he'd have to be the MVP favourite right now, heading into the last few rounds.
If he was an MVP favourite before, he decided to just go ballistic every chance he got, and he'd have to be now. Refs whistle him in 5:36, and we'd like to thank our proud sponsors, Pump Water, for this one. Turned over a new leaf this month, Scotty. I celebrated the end of July with a packet of TV snacks, a packet of barbecue steaks, and the New York style pizza from Domino's.
A Domino's special.
A Domino's special. Don't worry about that. Meat lovers are us. Don't tell them.
Maybe if we say Domino's enough times, they may well bring a Domino's pizza down in the box.
Yeah, shout out to Domino's Kingston.
The good people at Domino's.
The great people at Domino's Kingston.
You would have heard during the week that the Domino's CEO is the highest paid CEO in the country.
Not shocked. Fat people, fat cats at the top. That's what you get. Rebound by Stanwicks. Pete Stone climbing up onto the bench there. He's made his presence felt. We're pulling out the Australian colours tonight, Pete Stone. He's asserting his authority there. Stanwicks with a good catch, and that's about all he had, a good catch. Crawford with a save, out to Klatsis, down the floor, isolation, good duck down pass, Van Sant inside, wants to draw a foul, doesn't get it, doesn't matter, he gets to score.
Crazy looking shot.
Right.
Circus shot almost.
Circus-esque. Circus delay. Move with the ball on the far side near our friend Simon. Masunda catches the ball, trying to avoid the travel, gets away with it. What are we laughing at, Scott?
I'm not sure about the score. I think the score's been. Anyway, we'll find out now. 27-all.
27-all, there we go. We fixed that up. We were a little concerned with the scorer's bench. Now, who made that shot?
Terry.
Terry made the shot. There we go. I'll put that down. Was that a 3 or a 2?
I think it's a 2.
Was it?
I can't. 20. Oh no, it must have been a 3. 24 to 27. Yeah, that was a 3.
That was a 3. There we go. It's down as a 3. That's what we're having as. Oh, the pass was nearly there. Nichols needs to get his hand on the ball here. Move with the up and under to Stanwicks has missed. Marston back into the game. 3-on-1 here. Easy drive to Brezinchek. His first points of the game. Simpson coming to the bench. Mathang on Van Sink. Screen by Marston. Now he's on Dollar. Both players taking good space. Screen by Crawford for Stanwicks. To Masunda. Pump fake. Gets inside easy. Doesn't matter whether he pump fakes or not. Ooh, nearly a goal attempt. Crawford misses the ball to Nichols, who looks like he's getting ready to throw the towel in. Van Sant's going to take a short jumper there, and he missed that terribly. Marston to Mathang, who I reckon is just going to pull up here from nowhere. He usually wants to. It doesn't matter, he's given it to Stanwicks, who goes for the drive. Gives it to Crawford, he gives it to Marston, goes back to Crawford at the 17. He's got absolutely nobody on him. Marston gets inside, fouled and one. Coach Cook not happy.
And nor should he be with that.
That was pathetic.
Yeah, it was fairly untidy by the...
That's the most pathetic effort on defence I've ever seen in my life. And he's going to have to live with that. Great Malcolm Blight there for you, ladies and gentlemen. As Marston scores, looking for the and one. Nichols and Van Sant come to the bench, and I'm telling you now, they need to get the ball into Nichols' hands, because if they don't do it, they're not going to win this game. Marston at the line, looking to convert the and one. Whether he does is another question, and he does.
Good for the foul line, I think, recent times, Jack.
Yeah, they're 2-2 tonight. The Kings yet to go to the foul line. But nonetheless, it will be interesting to see. Klapsis to Pawson, who misses. The thing up the court. Isolation on Simpson. Gets him on skates. Gets inside down to Marston. I tell you what, he's had a good couple of weeks, Jack Marston. He's going to the line again. And very interesting to see just how this game's going. We're the South. The Southern Basketball Association could be associated with that one, Scotty, but I don't think we need to. We don't think we have the money or the resources to pay for copyright infringement. Marston nails it first. Now he made both. He's made two there, so I need to make sure I credit him with that extra point. Got to make this one. Takes the shot. Bit Pete Stone about that one. The thing with the ball, kicks it to Stanwich to Marston in the mid-range. Wants to get inside to Smith and does. Guarded by Klapsis, and he's missed that. Rebound by Dolliver, out to Klapsis. Pawson on one side, Brezencheck on the other. Gets inside to Mathang, goes for the kick out to Pawson, gets it to Dolliver at the top, kicks it to Simpson. Guarded by Crawford. Tell you what, he's used his shoulder pretty well there, just played some good D. And Simpson with the basket.
Back square once again.
Yes, 31 all. I think I've missed a couple of scores here, I just haven't written down, but I'm not worried about that. Dolliver with the ball. No, I don't think I have. 31 all. Dolliver with the ball at the top, guarded by Marston. Brezencheck wants that ball against Stanwick. Screened by Dolliver. Goes inside. Oh, the ball fake. The inside the block. But gets his own work back. That's good hustle there by Mason. Crucial cog in this team, and it's 33-31. They wanted the blowout win here tonight, but I tell you what, if they do get the win in general in a tight battle like this, you'd be happy instead. Klapsis coming from behind, so that has to be a foul. Definitely fouled in there. Nichols with a quick spell coming back in. 1:34 remaining, Scotty, in the first half, and action-packed second half coming up. There's no doubt about that. Backdoor cut. They've tried that one a couple of weeks in a row, but they've finally paid off. Marston inside on Dolliver. Wasn't getting any space. Interesting pass. Stanwicks fading away. He's just tossed that up. No score. Nichols with the ball. He was going to pass there, but only taking one-on-one here. That has to be a carry. He's gotten away with murder, but he's left Pawson open. No respect to the long three-pointer, and he's made it. Pawson's first bucket of the night proves crucial. Blows the game out to 5 with 1:06 remaining in the half. Stanwicks to Smith. Smith gets Nichols up in the air. Now he goes past Simpson, throws his head back, wasn't a foul. Goes to pass to Moo, gets it to him. Isolation, it's like a Chargers practice, got to get it up. Does, no good, hit the rim, play on. They're both fighting for the ball. They've all managed to get the ball. That has to be a foot violation. Out of bounds, and that will be the Kings ball. 43.8 remaining. And what's going to be the key here for the Spartans just to hold this game a little bit?
I think it's just tight. The defence of both teams, the mistakes underneath. They wouldn't want another score now. A long bomb from way outside the 3-point mark.
Dolliver could jump to the foul line and nearly get that. He's wanting. Tell you what, they're talking a bit here. Be interesting to see. Marston might back down, but Dolliver's not afraid of the contact. We certainly know that much. 25 seconds remaining. Spartans looking to get a basket and bring it within 2, you'd have to assume. But he gets inside, and they've called a foul. Dolliver was moving. It will be on the baseline. 18.8 remaining. Yeah, absolutely. Right call there. 4 fouls to the King. And there's time for 1 shot here. Be interesting to see how it goes. Oops. Crawford, back to Stanwicks. Out to Smith. He's going to take that long rush 3. That's missed. Dolliver with the ball. Didn't manage to get it back. Gave it back to Smith. Mastered inside. No foul. No call. 5 seconds remaining. And a travel. They've waved travel. 4 seconds remaining on the clock. It'll be Spartans' ball.
Can't see a score coming here. They had 17 to get their first one and didn't get it.
Yeah, well, you'd think the next 4 seconds certainly aren't going to help it. So travel has been called. Definite travel. They're going to have to run a spread. Give it to Mathang. He's got to shoot it. He's got plenty of time to take it. He takes it. He misses. Wasn't sure what they were going to do there, but at half-time it's 36-31. And certainly no momentum to anybody, Scotty.
No, it's a seesawing lead through that quarter. And if anyone had the slight advantage, it would be the Kings at this stage. They finished that quarter slightly better.
But you'd have to suggest not much momentum and a time out of 2 minutes. I mean, absolutely no action. Debriefed by your coaches. And, a bit of a shake of the head and a bit of a reboot. It's pretty much a level... I mean, essentially it's a level game. There hasn't been too much momentum for either side. As we look, Spartans 31, the Kings 36. 5-point ball game. And as we look at the scorers so far, we have 10 to Nichols, 8 to Simpson, 3 to Pawson, 2 to Klapsis, 9 to Van Sant, 4 to Brezinchek. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, we have 12 points to Masunda, 6 points to Stanwicks, 6 points to Marston, 2 points to Smith, 2 points to Tuff, and 3 points to Matthew Yang. I do feel I've probably missed a couple of points there by the looks of that, but we can work on that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No, I actually think I've added more points than it needs to be, but you don't worry about that. As we have a look, Scotty, what have we got here? We have the men's ladder, Spartans, 11-3. And as I mentioned there, Kingborough can get the win and try and peg it back again, but I don't see that being too much of a problem. I think that the Spartans will run away on top, and I actually think they'll run away with it, the championship itself. Although the Kings getting a bit of distance on Hobart will be crucial, who are a side that can beat both. I mean, it's a much of a muchness. On their nights, they can all beat one another. But the Spartans' consistency has just been enough all year. Clarence United certainly shot them in the foot. The last 4 weeks, 4 losses. Had they all been wins, Scotty, we'd be looking at a completely different... I mean, at least 3, even 3 of the wins, we'd be looking at a different ladder. And the Southern Wolves have been very hot and very cold all season.
I don't know hot. They've been hot twice. They've been cold 12 other times.
That's what you get. You just can't help that. But...
yeah, Clarence were on a roll. If we had seen Clarence continue that roll they got on there, they just...
As I said, they were the team with the momentum just coming off the back half of the after the all teams had 2 byes, they were the team that were genuinely looking like the ones that were going to make the run, full of Bulldogs, so to speak, from a couple of years ago, and win it out of nowhere. But all of a sudden, that momentum just completely disappeared. And as I mentioned, I think the Spartans are going to sit well on top, and I think at this point the Kings are probably going to sit well in second. Hobart will be relegated to third. As we start the second half, Kings inbounding the ball to Nichols, guarded by Masunda, 2 of the best scorers in the game. Simpson looking for Nichols, gets it to him, uses the screen. Now it's Pawson at the 45. He's taken it, he's missed it. Rebound attempt there, nonetheless, Masunda comes away with it. Over to Marston. Now, was that a goaltender? Not called. Marston a little slow to get up, but he's fine. Nichols with the isolation dribble. Good luck stopping him. Takes the mid-range jumper. That's good. He's good every day of the bloody week, ladies and gentlemen. 7-point buffer. Tell you what, this blowout could be on the cards as we see Simon Hall and Justin Corsby want to get a bit more action. They've changed their seats. Masunda's missed. Van Sant with the rebound. He's played a crucial role in this King side so far. Brezen check the far side to Nichols, with Stanwich just deflecting the pass. Inbounds to Pawson from Brezencheck. Marston, apologies, guarded by Simpson. Nichols by Masunda, screen by Simpson. Trey's taking shots left, right and centre. Stanwich with the eventual rebound. Wants to get up the floor away from Brezencheck. Can't quite do it. Brezencheck with just that little bit of extra foot speed. Inside to move as a miss. Van Sant with the ball. Nichols. Guarded by Masunda. A lot of these players looking to just go through the motions heading into a preliminary final in a couple of weeks' time. Pass looking there, no foul called. Smith getting up the floor with these. Got to stop whipping his head back, the big fella. I don't like it. It's not a good look. He takes the three. That's not a good look either. Van Sant with another rebound. He just eats glass for breakfast, this man. And Brezencheck brings the ball up the floor for the Kings. Pawson, who's guarded by the head whipper himself. Simpson in low to Marston, blocked and rebound by Moo. He thought he was fouled, no call there. 7-point margin. Mathang looking to isolate himself. Uses his height, his length inside. Should have been an offensive foul, wasn't called, and he gets the score. Five-point ball game, 7:55. Nichols down the floor. Oh, Simpson just running to the defender again. They've called the offensive foul. This is not going to look good. Interesting call. I thought it should have been nothing on personal expense. Substitution. He's going to sub him out of the game here because he's not happy. What did you think of that scenario there, Scotty? Silence is golden and paints 1,000 words occasionally. The thing down the floor. Thought he was in the circle, didn't think there was much contact. The thing with the shot's good. It's a big bomb. That would be his 8 points of the game for Mathiang. Isolation again, Nichols interior, big crucial matchup. Pawson and Stanwich could prove to be a crucial matchup. Pawson not afraid to take a shot, has missed. Van Sant with the ball. Out to Brezencheck, out to Nichols, who needs to run the floor a little bit more. Fade away on Marston, that's a good looking shot. Not afraid to score, Trey, and with his efficiency you can see why. Sonda down the floor. What's the isolation? Two! Boom! Big score there by the cash cow. And not the one you see on Sunrise, ladies and gentlemen. Nichols, isolation's got that open on Stanwich. Getting inside again, out to Van Sant. Let Mathang close out on him. That has to be a foul, he's drawn it. And as we see, 40-38, it's back to a 2-point ball game, Scotty. That blowout is now again off the cards.
Yeah, it's definitely off the cards tonight, the blowout. I don't think...
We tried to show you Van Sant, he's stuck behind the pole. Gets the ball in, he goes to shoot from behind the pole, that doesn't matter. Goes to Nichols, gets the ball back. Oh, he put it on the floor. Was not a travel. No travel, he put it on the floor before he landed. That is a 3-point bomb to Pawson. That was clean, he put the ball on the floor before he landed. That is clean. Masunda gets inside. Against Dolliver. Gets the open shot, jumps down to Mathiang. Probably an offensive foul not called. He's getting away with murder occasionally, but one would suggest he probably got away with one down there as well. Nichols down the floor. To Brezencheck. Down low to Dolliver, guarded by Marston. Gets inside. Forces a contact, no call. Brezencheck. Van Sant drives inside. Blocked by Smith. Goes to Mathang, and that's miraculously not back court, but a hell of an effort by Brezencheck to Pawson, who's building run on that one. And they've called over the back on Dolliver. Let's just breathe. A couple of sighs of relief. Substitution. Present check out of the game after a huge hustle effort. Claps us in, and the bench is up and about for the boys. Very limited rotations tonight for the Kings, despite depth in the bench, Scotty.
Yeah, they're not getting into their. Well, they're not renowned for playing their younger kids too much, are they? And I guess at this end of the season, it's probably understandable. But
At the same time, though, it is pretty well sewn up. Matthew Yang looking to draw that James Harden foul. Kicks it out to Smith, who gets inside. Whoever's throwing that up, not shocked. Was that a violation? No score, definitely a violation. Kids throwing the ball up. Bloody distracting the camera. What the hell are they doing? Just get my mug out of shot. Sorry, Scotty. Bit of me time. Bit of Brian Taylor about it. Kicks out to Van Sant. He hit a bomb earlier.
he was a lot closer that time.
Hell of a lot closer.
Obviously, his range is further out.
He's gone from channel court. That was offensive. Not paid. A lot of push and shove in this third period here, Scotty. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. Nichols to the isolation on Moo. Eating him all day for breakfast here at this point. Van Sant up and under. Smith got him on the arm. He knows he did. That'll be 2. As we have a look, Scotty, can we get any more stats up?
Oh, we can get all sorts of stats. Let's have a look at last week's results.
We'll have a look at last week's results, will we? Is this in the men's or the women's?
This is the men's results from last week.
Men's results from last week. As you can see there, 90 to 63 for the Spartans. First one has gone down for Van Sant. As we'll get to that in a second. Where's his name? There it is. Made both. And that's their first 2 attempts. But as we look at the results there, Spartans winning 90 to 63 and Kingborough-Huon getting the win 82-55. Both 27-point ball games. Stanwicks wanted the call, didn't get it, the technical was given.
Well, he's got the points and the tech foul. He's
does
made
have
the double there.
He does have the points. Interesting to complain when you get the call. Substitution, Elijah's come off the court, 45-42. And this game, just a bit of emotion in it, Scotty.
It could head that way. It's
Kings obviously wanting that top spot, and the Spartans are occupying it. Nichols goes over the line, but he's missed that one, doesn't matter. Not dragged, old Stanwicks there either, still in the game. He's certainly frustrated tonight, there's no doubt about it. The young brigade of the Kings are certainly out to harass him. Nichols has kicked out to Van Sant. And he's missed that big time. Dolliver with a ball and a score. Kings come shooting out of nowhere. Where are we? Dolliver for his first 2 of the game. Better fix my writing utensils.
oh,
Now, is that not a flop warning?
oh, someone would have got one from Dolly under there.
Would have been the call I probably would have given 2. I thought, surprised that it's actually not a flop warning, as Boyd Heather checks into the game, and I don't know who's coming out, but that'll be nasty. Simpson looking to check into the game. No, he's not, he's just bringing a towel down. And surprised we haven't seen Pete Stoney now. Dolliver is checking out of the game. He's got to control his emotions here, Dolly.
I think the referees are probably going to come down fairly hard on the dissenters directly. We've already seen that first tech foul.
And it's going to be a very touchy game from here, you'd have to suggest, Scotty. They're not going to take any shit whatsoever. Excuse the French, but that's just plain and simple how it is. Masunder catch and shoot, and no good. Collapses for the rebound. Guarded by Smith over 94 feet. Well guarded, actually. Simpson to Van Sant, still taken. Brought under Boyd Heather there on that attempt. Mathang down the floor. He's going to pull up from the car park. Bang! Move! From the commentary box. He's running around like a damn aeroplane. It's 47-45. That's a 2-point ball game. Nichols with the ball against Masunder. Gets inside, takes a shot, that's no good. Rebound by Moo is missed, but Masunder gathers the loose ball. Let's just hope that Masunder doesn't catch fire. It could be a very long night. Long 4th quarter, I should say. Moo with the ball. He's gonna shoot it. There's no doubt about it. He's taking it. Bang! Time out. Moo! My goodness gracious. That man is on fire. Get about it. He knows he's dominating. They've taken the lead. And it's unbelievable. Hang on a second. What is cause? What have we got?
He's got a blanket.
Unbelievable.
He's got a blanket out. It's obviously a bit chilly over the other side.
Let's get a zoom in on it. We'll zoom in on it. Hold it up. No, not you. What's it say? Wake up. Good Lord.
A lovely looking blanket.
Good Lord. What is he doing? He's chasing it. He's chasing off ticketed members and everything.
They might want to have a share under the blanket. Goodness gracious me.
Good Lord. But thing has gone bang, and I'll tell you what, he's opened this game right. He's opened this game right up. Momentum has fully swung despite the margin, Scotty, and it'll be a very tight last quarter as it's 47-48 now in favour of the Spartans. And Mathang has the hot touch from deep. He's got 4 of the bastards, and things aren't looking good.
No, and look, the scary thing on top of all that is once Thierry sorts himself out, he scores at will.
And then all of a sudden you start guarding them, you leave Stanwicks open. Then you're in more trouble.
Yep.
So, considering Mathang's probably going to get injury exemption.
Oh, he has injury exemption already, there's no doubt about that.
So, good luck facing these guys in the finals as they start warming up like this. Claps us with the ball. Claps us into the lane as they collapse us on D. He's down, he looks a little sore, he's back up with the ball. Nichols with the ball. 2, got to get it up. Van Sant with the drive, gets it. Van Sant probably been, along with Trade, the best players tonight for the Kings. There's no doubt about that. And considering Thierry's having an off night, he's probably still the second best player for the Spartans, along with our friend the cash cow. Gets the drive, was fouled. He's not happy. Give away that one, collapses.
Van Sant's having a good couple of weeks. He was good last week.
He's been very crucial. He definitely should be in the votes. He should be in the votes. I don't know whether he was or not, but he definitely should be.
Well, he would have been in the votes last week, but it would have been one of his few appearances.
Yeah, pretty quiet. Masunda with the first. As long as I'm marking them down for the points they score, it doesn't matter. Because trying to just necessarily keep up with where we are. I'm not even going to continue with the free throw count. But he's missed the second one, which isn't good. Kings moving the ball around the top. Simpson fakes the pass, dribbles hard inside, he loses the handle, and that's gone. Dolliver's going to check into the game. He's asking questions, he's not happy, the big fella. Dolly checks in. Really not happy, bit of finger pointing there. But it'll just be interesting to see. As Masunda down the floor, 49 all, the score's hard side. Inside, Tufford, missed. Rebound by our friend Billy Buraki, who's seeing his first minutes for the night.
Nicholas. That's a strange choice at this point in the game, I would say.
Had a starring role in garbage time last week. Dolliver goes bang. It's his second basket for the night. Down the floor he goes. Masunda probably should take the jumper there, he is open. Van Sant guarding move very closely. But I don't think it's going to matter because this man, they're called a reaching foul and they're not happy with it. That'll be 2 shots. The thing going to the line for 2 is not good for either side because he's either going to nail them and make it all about me or he's going to miss them and bring the Kings back into the game. But he's going to take 2. He's at the line. The cash count. The 63% 3-point shooter in the last 3 weeks. He's made the first one. Crowd went absolutely bonkers as you can hear in the background. Another whistle. Trey's tried to sneak inside. Sneak in the back door. No one boxing out, doesn't matter. Good, that one did. Moves missed the second.
Who's up?
Jesus. That would be the Kings that are up. Kings are up 51-50. We'll try and get score updates as regularly as we can for you people. 1:44 remaining in the third quarter. As Masunda comes down the floor, guarded by Klapsis, they're in the penalty though, so they want to be careful on D here, the Kings. Stanwicks having an off night. Masunda gets inside. Jump down to Boyd. Have a low post photo. Shots missed. Rebound by Dolliver, a man who was also in the votes last week. Nichols down the broadcast side. Gets inside easily to Klapsis. just a little too quick on the hands there. Mathang down the floor. Kicks to Masunda. Masunda just squares himself up, doesn't take it, gets inside, back to Mathang. He's going to take it. Oh, he sent it in the first row. Stares at him, but misses. Jeez, I wish he'd have nailed that. Bit of momentum, bit of excitement there in the box. He knows it too. Collapses. Van Sant, Dolliver, Buraki. Our garbage time friend from last week. He's going one-on-one with the great one. Tell you what, he's gone inside to Van Sant, who's played a crucial role this week. And he's missed that one. He's gone cold. Buraki, he's missed that one. Collapses comes inside, goes over the back. And that'll be out of bounds off him. A substitution. Pawson checks in for Collapses.
Nice rebound from Baraki. Got stage fright putting the shot back.
Just a little bit. Nearly threw it over the glass, but understandable when the cash cow, the hottest man in basketball right now, on form, is just tearing it up. Thang just letting the... Ooh, Terry picks the ball up. Cheeky little roll there. Comes down the floor, gives to Stanwicks, who's had an awfully quiet night by his standards so far. Fading away, I mentioned he's had a quiet one, he misses that. The Thang with a rebound. Killing it offensively. Gets inside, kicks it out to Stanwicks. Is he going to make it? Firing on the lead! If all three of them are going to start hitting their slots now, you may as well call it over. Spartans go out to a 2-point lead, and it's a one-shot here to end the quarter. Nichols isolation on Terry. Dolliver's going to set a high screen. He's probably not going to use it. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Uses it. Onside to Heather. 1 second. Bang! Nichols ties again. Stanwicks has tossed that ball in frustration. He's not happy. 53 all at three-quarter time. Scotty, what can we expect in the last?
I think more of the same. It's turning out to be a very interesting game.
Couldn't have said that any better.
A little bit of chat between the teams.
A lot of chat, actually.
There's going to be a bit of emotion in the last quarter.
He's still talking. He's got his eyes. He's talking about a bit of a push. But I'm not sure what he's talking about in regards to, whether it was just a little slight shove or whether he tapped him on the backside on the way through. But Trey hasn't appreciated it. And, I mean, a bit of emotion through the first three. There's going to be a potential boil over in the last three.
Oh, look, anything could happen. Coach Cook's got the secret weapon down there standing right next to him.
That's right, Guy Paramore. If he gets into the game, especially on the physical side of it, Guy doesn't mind throwing his weight around, so to speak.
No, not at all. And he's not ever fussed who he throws it against.
Absolutely
Players, referees, whoever.
And potential fans, everyone getting to the back of the bleachers and just form a platoon, so to speak, if Guy Paramore comes running off.
Oh, it'll be exciting. If it's anything, it'll be exciting.
But to say this, Guy hasn't seen action yet, and last time he was held on the bench for three quarters and asked to come on in the last, he simply
refused.
Simply explained what particular creek the certain individual suggested go on with no particular oars or rowing devices. So we start the last 53 all. This game's got some emotion in it. The Kings bring it back to within one game at the top of the ladder if they get the win. Spartans win this, they go 3 clear and absolutely wrap up their season. Masunda still maintains his dribble. Guarded by Nichols. Ball fake. Down to Mathang. Guarded on Dolliver. Offensive foul. Didn't call it. And that is a basket. It'll be very interesting to see how this last quarter pans out on that 55-53. Keep tally of the lead changes up here. Rebound. Masunda. He's out. Is he going to go to score? He's gone the inside out. He's gone the high drive and he's scored. The leading scorer of the league now puts him up by 4, 57-53. Nichols down the floor, guarded by Masunda. Keeping an eye on Pawson at the same time. Mathiang guarding Simpson. Pawson getting open on Stanwicks, playing a bit of a cat and mouse job there. Didn't quite get it. Brezinchek's going to go over the back, and they've called it.
And this is what we talked about earlier. Thierry decides he wants to score. Most times down the floor, it's going to get...
Very difficult for opposing defences, there's no doubt about that. I do feel sorry for him. He was sort of called out at the end of last year's Siebel season by Coach Stewart, but he's managed to lift his game and almost be the most improved player of the squad. Boyd Heather open at 3, count it! It's his first points of the game. It's a 7-point ball game, and all of a sudden you'd have to suggest momentum's gone again. Nichols isolated on Masunda. Gives it down to Simpson, gives it down to Dolliver. Wasn't fouled, doesn't matter, that's a score. 6 points to Dolly on the night. Again, was in the votes last week. Almost their best player along with Van Sant last week, who is currently on the bench. Young Stratsma hasn't seen game time yet. I wonder whether we'll see him for some shooting. Surprised they don't rotate him and Elijah through a bit more. Our friend Crawford, guarded by Nichols. We're sure it's Crawford. We call the other bloke Tuffin. Boyd Heather, back-to-back threes, has missed. Over the back there by Stanley. She's got away with it. Wanted calls all night. Mathang just steps into a long move. Time out. That is a three. And I'll tell you what, it's 55-63. It's an 8-point ball game. Coach Stanwich has been very relaxed all season. Haven't showed much emotion out of him, but
no, he doesn't get too wound up about it all. 3-point shooters coming up.
Hang on. Just listening to him there, he actually showed some frustration. They didn't run a particular play, which would probably have them up double digits. But Scotty, I'm not going to say it, but if they keep this up, she's all over Red Rover.
Well, it's 3 throws. Let's go to 3-pointers.
We'll go to 3-pointers made, will we? Let's have a look where we can find that. We've got 3-pointers made up on the screen there. Elijah Pawson leading, second to Jack Stanwich. Stanwich with 40, Pawson with 31. Matty Robert Young, wanting to know why he runs with the middle name.
It makes him a bit exclusive, a bit out there.
Other famous people to run with it. John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald.
Correct.
Meanwhile, Zach Buick sitting at fourth, and the man himself, the man with a plan. Don't know what sort of plan it is. Apparently it's in conveyancing. Geordie Hargrave with 24. Personal fouls. No shock there. Drew Schultz at the top with 49.
Probably had 5 tonight.
Yeah, we'd have to see. He top scored the other week.
Yes, he had a big game.
Had a big 3-4 point, 5 foul game. Uncharacteristic for Drewy, but Greg Dolliver, as you can see, Michael Klapsis and Lucas Simpson rounding out 3 to 5 on your personal fouls list there for the season. As Nichols comes down the floor, and honestly, everyone get on the baseline and let the man dominate, because he's going to be the reason they win this game. Simpson with the screen on Masunda. Now he's guarded ISO. Goes down to Simpson, uses the glass not effectively. In fact, didn't use it at all. Dolliver with the ball back to Simpson. He's got to take that. Boyd Heather closes out. Doesn't matter, he's missed. Again, rebound by Dolliver. Got to get it out to Nichols. He does. Use the shot clock again. 10 seconds. Isolation on Masunda. Gets inside. Takes a three. Was hit. No call. But it doesn't matter. That's good. And boy, oh boy, wow, where contest is on the cards here. This is going to be huge. The Salamanca Stalker goes to the bench looking for a sub. Masunda inside to Stanwich. Takes the shot. Bang! He was on the list for a reason, and that's why he started to hit his straps here late in the game. 58-66, 8-point game. As we get back on camera, sorry people, we'll get there as soon as we can. Nichols isolation on Masunda. Went to take the shot, doesn't get it. Turnover potential. Sliding, gets the ball. Horson's open for 3. Takes the shot. Good! 3 threes for Elijah tonight. 61-66, it's now back to a 5-point ball game. Tell you what, I near called all over Red Rover, and it's not anymore. Crowd bellowing in up the top there. Looks like uni night's finished for the night. We've come down to enjoy the wonderful action here at the Sports Centre. Masunda for 3. No good. Rebound by Tuffin. Oh, the backdoor screen was to Stanwich. Deflected out of bounds. It'll still be Spartans ball. Substitution. We'll see. Our friend, it is definitely Tuffin. They call him Brad, and there's no other.
It is Tuffin. No doubt about it.
There's not a Brad.
Cleared up halfway through the last
quarter. We can confirm player identities. Meanwhile, we just compared a player to a presidential assassin. Meanwhile, Masunda guarded by Bresenchek, gets to the lane easily, closes up, gets it in. There's not much this man can't do. He's dominated from the floor. 7-point ball game again. Nichols guarded, check, guarded again, still guarded. To Dolliver, to Pawson, goes inside, goes to Bresenchek, goes back to Bresenchek, nearly loses the ball. Gives it out to Lucas Simpson. Simpson takes a shot. Simpson is very, very flat, and that is no good. More deflated than a beach ball at the cricket. 6:04 remaining, 68-61. Just watch out, the ball's in play. Jerry picks the ball up. You see some of the girls have filtered in from across the floor. 61-68, 5-5-5 remaining in the last quarter. Mathang, ball fake, Smith. Masunda not taking it. Inside, Heather, that's no good. Rebound by Dolliver. Oh, he's got it.
He's been known to take a few people out with those sharp points in previous occasions.
They've called the push on Lucas Simpson. I'm not sure where it was, but that is very interesting. See that one there. Sorry, a bit of muffled noise behind the mic. Masunda takes a shot, missed, rebound by Brzezinski, who I thought had picked up his dribble, hadn't. Simpson gathers it back. 7-point ball game, gets inside, no call there, and they wanted it, they're not getting it. The Kings aren't happy with that one.
I think the emotional level of some of the players is building now. We could well see.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest that Greg Dolliver might try and block a few shots. What's going on there? It's a shot clock violation. Nothing's been called there. But yeah, interesting. Didn't actually see a push there, Scotty. However, I just wasn't paying attention, but yeah, I didn't see it. As Mathang guarded by Nichols, Stamix guarded by Simpson, back to Mathang, steps into it. Thought he travelled, got away with it. Masunda to Stamix is cut baseline, goes inside to Masunda. Outside to Masunda. Handles one-on-one again. He gets to the hoop whenever he wants to. He's passed it to Smith. They've had to rotate. Got to get the shot up. He's taken it. But what have they called there? Brushed him on the skin of his teeth. He did contest the shot, but I don't know whether it was enough to warrant 3 shots, plain and simply because the shot clock was running down. Anyway, Smith, I tell you what, they're covering their mouths on the bench. They're not happy with that one. Smith's missed the first one. Still 5 minutes remaining in what has been a tremendously, in fact, the longest quarter you'd have so far, Scotty. The rest of the game seems to have blown by. Smith, very nonchalant about his free throws, needs to lock in. 68-61, they do have the lead, but I tell you what, it's going to take a bit of work. Boxers made it. Now, what are they bringing in here? Righto, he's giving them a chatting to. He's just told Nichols to shut up. Literally, he's got right in Trey's face and told him to shut up. We've had the talk to. Smith made 1 of 3 free throws. Okay, right, buckle yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This will be interesting. He's taken it. Dolliver has missed. Rebound by Simpson. Go on to go inside that one. Should have been a foot violation. Wasn't paid. Doesn't matter. Out of bounds. I probably wouldn't have been the person to tell Trey Nichols to his face to shut up on a basketball court, Scotty.
Oh, it's an interesting call from the referee. Look, not only are the players' emotions bubbling, but I think the referees, I think we're liable to see a few people sitting down before much longer.
As I say, it's very lucky that Guy Paramore is definitely not him.
Already sitting down.
He's already sitting down. That is a fact. Well, Mr. Paramore is sitting down. Referees and players are potentially safe. I don't know about small children and animals. Anyway, inbound pass to Nichols, guarded by Masunda. He wants to go on a tear here. Oh, he splits the D, gets inside with ease, but he's missed. He's just missing a couple of crucial ones. No call with Simpson, and they're going to call the foul there.
Coach Cook very animated down the front.
And that's 5 fouls. Blow the siren, boys. That's 5 fouls on Lucas Simpson. He's out of the game. He's not happy. Bad boy teacher Van Santine, he doesn't mind throwing his weight around either. It's 61-69, still 4:32 remaining in the 4th quarter. But very interesting to say the least. Simpson's just picking his gear up. I think he's had enough of it. And he's just going to waltz out the back there as they get to steal the Kings. Meanwhile, Bresnan checked down the floor, gives it to Nichols. Nichols is going to go one-on-one. He's taken that when the car park was hit. No foul there. Smith down the side. Needed to get the ball to move very quickly. Gets it to Smith. Gets inside. Going to take it. Dolliver just stood there. No foul to either player. Bresnan checked down the floor. Spins inside out. Needs to take it. Paulson's got to make these. He faded sideways. Was never going to make that one. Nichols with a big rebound. Fading away. He's made that one.
What's your thought when there's a charge on a big bloke like that from a little bloke? Is it
Don't
still a
care.
charge?
These charges, rules are rule.
He has a bad trot, Dolly. He doesn't get many charges. He takes a few hits.
I'll say this, as someone who used to ref a little bit myself, the worst people to ref are the big guys that don't go down on a charge, because they are a bigger guy, they're going to permanently be set. Stanwich makes it through there. Tied out by Coach King. But I think they do get. I think the big fellas do get the rough end of the stick constantly.
And they go down and they're probably...
They go down, they get called for flop, but then if they get hit and move, they get called for block. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it's 72-63. It's a 11-point game here for the Spartans. But the emotions running in this game, Scotty, you can't really call it over.
No. It's got that, it's 1 point away from the 10-point margin. It's going to make it tough. Anything over 10 with 3 minutes to go.
Oh, always tough, but you only got to look at the same time. It is only really, 240. It's only, say, a dozen possessions realistically left in this game total. So you've only got to look at that, get a couple of bonus stops, make your points. You can certainly get it up. You're going to be perfect from here.
Yes.
There is the potential for it to happen. There's no doubt about that. What have we got? We've got our Huskies back on the screen. We've got our We the South back on the screen. So, as you can see, again, the NBL blowing up. And I'll tell you what, Scotty, for a team that actually doesn't exist, bar a logo and a hashtag, not doing too bad.
No, it's interesting, isn't it? I wonder where it sits if, God forbid, they didn't get a licence.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's God forbid give a licence. I think it's God forbid the specific council of a certain team that's playing tonight says no. And I'm not talking the Kingborough Council. But that remains to be seen. Van Sant with the ball inbounding to Nichols. Coach Stone talking trash. Needs to probably not talk trash to the leading scorer in the league. It's not the smartest idea. Spartans playing a man-to-man lockdown D. Backdoor cut. Pawson has scored.
Nice play.
Back down to 9. Will be interesting to see where this game goes. That was his 11th point of the match. As Masunda comes down, guarded by Nichols. And you know what? Pretty even matchups here, I'd suggest. Although I think Van Sant probably should be the man on Richards. On Smith. Nearly a travel, gets away with it. King's playing some more lockdown D. Floater inside has missed. He's had a very off night tonight, Stanwich, and I think that's proven crucial. 7-point ball game. 7-point ball game, and it was 11-point ball game before. I don't know whether it was a score bench or they adjusted.
It was actually 9. You counted wrong.
Did I?
Who am I?
72-63, yeah, that would be right too. Parsons missed that one. He wants the ball. He's fighting for the ball, but they managed to get away with it, the Spartans. And that's why he's the leading scorer in the league. I don't need to say much more, ladies and gentlemen. The footage says it for itself. 65-74, you would be right, Scotty. No, 60, yeah, don't worry. I'm reading it the other way. It is definitely a 9-point ball game. Nichols inside to Dolliver, was fouled, doesn't matter, gets a score. And I reckon they're going to start pressing up a little bit here. The Kings, they've got to in order to get this win. It's only a 7-point ball game. Who knows what can happen? I'll just get the mug out of screen. Where am I there? Far away. Good chance of me getting in there. Mathang with the backdoor screen. Oliver with the catch. 1:51 remaining. They need to get a big basket here. A 3-pointer would be ideal. Thought there was a reaching foul there. Not pain, doesn't matter. Clock has stopped. And the one thing the Kings need to do is they need to get themselves to the line, because 67-74, 4 fouls. Next foul for the Spartans is a bonus, and you need to get the guys that can make it to the line. Dolliver catches at about the 15-foot mark. No backdoor cuts. Van Sant looking for the step back. Dolliver to Nichols. 10 seconds remaining. Brezencheck inside with a floater.
Oh,
Dolliver's been pulling his ass. Boyd Heather got away with it. No call. Mathang on the drive. Doesn't matter. That's a score. And tell you what, near all over Red Rover, 67-76, 9-point ball game. Nichols with the ball isolation. Kicks it out to Van Sant, who's taken the step back. No good. Dolliver's been fighting everyone one-handed tonight. Never got a call. He's just slammed it on the floor. 9-point ball game, 109 remaining, and I reckon now might be the time it's out of reach, Scotty.
I think we can put on the gold lame right now and start running stupid laps of the court.
You'd have to suggest.
If we can't get gold lame, we can probably just get
There's another big hit by Dolliver. That's the second one that hasn't been called. So it'll be interesting to see how he finishes this. That was
Almost a coat hanger from Boyd.
And that's a technical on Dolliver. Yeah, Boyd got away with it. And that's his first technical of the night. There's still 41 seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, there's still 41 seconds. I was going to say I would be expecting another, but look, he's smart enough to know that if he gets another one, he'll be sitting next week. So unless he wants to sit next week.
Well, at the moment, I actually can't see the ladder changing. As I mentioned, it's fully fledged. He's not happy. He's pointed up and seen it. Boyd has missed. He's not happy. He's
Was he saying then men's or min's?
No. Not going to weigh into that one. I couldn't quite hear him. The verbiage was unclear, Scotty. But he's seen the camera and he's pointed. He wants to know, did we see it? Yes, we did see the coat hanger that wasn't called. The Sunder down the floor. Goes the dump down. And the coach standing in the right spot, not doing anything wrong. 67-76. Geordie Hargraves in the building. The opposite game is finished. Nichols with the ball. 67-76. He's going to come down the floor and look to score every time here. And he's made that. But it could be too late perhaps. 69-76.
I wouldn't say perhaps. I'd say definitely.
Well, forcing the good D. That is offhand Sant. 15 seconds remaining, 18 seconds on the clock. I reckon she's well and truly done. Spartans will get away with another win here. But I tell you what, they've looked a little vulnerable, Scott.
Oh, but they haven't really played well. Jack's had a bad night, and they're still going to win. So, what have we got here?
They hadn't started the clock.
It's a good loud whistle. It was like a tech foul whistle.
It was a tech foul. They had a tech foul. So Simpson again checked out of the game. Dolliver out on the technical, unsure whether it's 5 or not, but he's definitely out.
I think it would be emotionally wise to take him off at that point.
Now that one's come off the Kings. That will be the Spartans' ball. 12.1 remaining. Again, this game is all over Red Rover. There's no doubt about that. It's routed.
Now, what's the call? That should technically be intentional, I would think.
Well, yeah, it should be. But
and it is. They've called it intentional. Oh, no,
they haven't just called the hold. They're not going to call intentional. They'd be stupid to call it now. But it's 2 shots anyway. Matheng will be at the line, 8.6 remaining.
And that's the problem, that a lot of the time that foul becomes intentional now when it was a standard part of the game.
It's
12 months ago.
Do you know what it's called? It's called soft. Straight up, Scotty. It's soft. And I really think that people need to understand that, you need to win a game. Although, it's been around for years. That's just how people accept it. Moon nails the second. This game is well and truly over, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about that. As Brzezinski fires one from the car park, Elijah hasn't touched it. That score will be good. Just passed it in, doesn't matter. Brzezinski with the final say of the game. It doesn't matter. That's the end of it. Final scores are 77-72. And you'd have to suggest you're going 3 points to Matthew Yang, 2 points to probably the 3 to Matthew Yang, probably 2 to Trey. And maybe 1 to Terry, I'd say it'd be the 3-2-1. That wraps up certainty for top of the table now. Glenorchy cannot be knocked off top spot. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Dolliver just walking back from the referees. Interesting to see how that goes. Shaking the head, he's not too impressed. But that's a little demoralising for the Kings, and there was a big call by Coach Cook saying that they had the potential to blow out of the water tonight. And
I think early on they did.
Well, as I said to you, the blowout looked to be on the cards, then it was off the cards, then it was on the cards, then it was off the cards, and it was not a bad contest overall, Scott, but it just, I don't know, it just seemed to lack something.
Yeah, well, it wasn't as high scoring as it normally is, so some of the knockdown shooters, the Jack Standish, weren't hitting their shots.
Yeah, Elijah was reasonably quiet. Someone like Liam Smith was reasonably quiet. Boyd Hever didn't take too many shots. I mean, it was pretty lucky that someone like Matheng started scoring. It was good to see that Terry scored a bit. Trey scored. Those 3 you expect to score, so no shock about that. But all over Red Rover. That's definitely the end of the ladder race. There's no doubt about that. You can call it that for a reason. It's going to be a team photo just over there on the far wall for the Spartans, and Moon needs to hurry his ass up.
Basically, finishing top row puts you straight into the grand final, as some people may or may not know. So these guys are now locked in for a grand final appearance.
If they're not going straight to the grand final now, it'll be because of unregistered players, but I certainly don't see that happening. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been another round of SBL action. The Spartans boys just continue on their merry way, and it's going to be very hard to see them. It's going to be very hard to see them get knocked off at any point in the season. Scott, Kings and Hobart will no doubt be vying out for the grand final. And anyone on that night can win, so it'll be very interesting to see. We don't have a result from the other floor, so we'll see what comes of that, but we do know final scores here on the show court. 77-72 in favour of the Spartans. This has been Scotty Boucher, I'm Justin Bryan, and we will see you next week for more action in the SBL.
Good night.